All right, moment of truth. That pin is welded on, or the sleeve is welded on the pin. Bushings are in. It's gonna be tight, but we're gonna see if we can work it on. I got some frozen blankets I had soaked in water left outside, and they're freezing that pin to try to shrink it a little bit, as much as we can, at least because get the heat out of it from that weld. And he's got the skid steer on the back with the forks. So he's basically cradling this whole back end, and he's gonna push it in. At some point, we're gonna have to get, I don't know, we'll figure it out. It's gonna be interesting. Let's make this work.
The divider box is gonna have to turn towards the east. It's pointing that direction now.
Okay. This is probably gonna take about 2 hours. We'll see. I think I gotta let this stand down a little bit. You wanna tell me when?
Yeah, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep
Now
going.
he can tilt it up.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, right there.
Okay,
That's good.
It needs to go your way a little bit. Can you pull on this a little bit? There we go, right there. Is it W40? Oh!
What's wrong?
He wants to know if we want to paint all this.
No.
I got to drop it down just a little bit, but he might as well get it close to that.
Yeah.
Right there, there we go. Okay.
A little bit more. Oh, there.
Hey, 1 second, it's a little low. I gotta, well.
Yeah.
Wow. What's going on? There's blocks in the back. Yeah, nothing's holding this. Let me jack this up and get some weight under this or some pressure on it. That'll hold it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I just shoved a couple in here just to try to stop it from federal. And then the jack's gonna put some pressure on it too. So you trying to push it?
He's slowly trying to.
Okay. You know, hang on a second. It looks like it's crooked. It's going slightly cockeyed, like the freight. It's like this. So it's trying to push it in sideways a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, it's already in there. I doubt I can pull that over. No way.
I think we got to strap it like this and pull it.
We definitely can, yeah. I mean, it was going, but. Okay. I'm gonna get on top and watch that second bushing. It's almost gonna start. It's not touching the second bushing yet. The threads are just about to go through. So I think it's let down right now. You can probably jack it up. It's sitting on the stand. Make sure too that it tends to slide off that nut, that big nut on the bottom. So just make sure it's still on it.
Did it move?
I think I see it kind of pulling out.
I think it's seen it.
Yeah.
Wonder if that's enough.
That's probably enough. Oh. That whole tractor moves, doesn't it? Trying to keep this tractor from rolling forward. We parked the scissor lift there, so that'll add a little weight to the front. I mean, just the naked eye, it looks like either this needs to go up or the tractor needs to go up. You try going a little bit, Scott. Oh, it moved a little bit. Determined he needs to push on this corner, try to shove this thing like this a little bit, twist it. Can you push more in the center now? I think, here, I'm gonna check it, Dad. Yeah, that's better. That's better. I think it's kind of a lot of weight that's sitting on the top of it, so he's gonna try to lift his end up a little bit. Did it go? All right, I'm gonna tell him to just kind of tap it. So he's gonna go up and just kind of give it a thump. Pretty tight still, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's too tight on the bottom. So you're gonna jack it up. Okay, try to tap it again. No, nothing, huh? We're putting a come along in here, and we're gonna try to spread this. We'll get a bar. There we go. Okay. All right. Go now. Let me put some more tension on it. Yeah. Hey Scott, we can put the nut on it and turn it on now. All right, so the sleeve is now officially touching both brass bushings. We got about an inch and a quarter of gap, but we've got plenty of thread sticking out so we can throw that big fat nut on there.
Scott, you should probably put anti-seize on those threads.
And we can try to...
It's barely an inch.
Barely an inch. And we'll get our homemade awesome bar here and start tightening it up and see if we can squeeze this tractor together. So we put a bunch of anti-seize on this nut. That's not a problem because this nut is locked in place by this giant U-bolt here. So that nut can have all the anti-seize it wants.
The front slips.
There we go. Awesome sauce. Wait, my wife told me the other day I can't say awesome sauce. I guess that's not hip anymore.
Awesome what?
Awesome sauce.
She seriously said that?
Yeah, maybe you can't
she
say...
saw it a touch in time.
Can you say hip? Is that not hip?
Well...
It's rad. Radical, man.
Awesome sauce? Really? That she said that?
I guess.
Man.
Before you know it, they're gonna say you can't say cool or sweet. All right, I'm gonna stand up here to put some weight on it.
Oh, this is gonna suck. We need that thing to push it together.
Well, I figured we'd be beating on it with the sleds the whole time.
Now watch it. I'm gonna let the jack off.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, made it a little bit looser, but not much.
First. Oh, that's what it is. It's that thing.
Take that
I
off.
was like, why is there weight on this?
It wasn't much weight.
No, it wasn't. It was fine. I was like, I felt the fender moving. Why is that fender moving? Well, we didn't get that on camera, but I jumped in the skid steer and gave her the beans on Duggo and slammed it against it a couple times, and it ate that gap up, so we're tight now. And it is nice and square. It's not rubbing into the face like it used to. I'll get out of your way here. It's hard, I know. So some of those pins are kind of crooked.
Well, no, I can only do this much. I can't go all the way.
Oh,
it hits right here.
Yeah. So the gap on the bottom is still slightly bigger than the gap on the top. So you know what I think? I think the pin's bent.
Or it's wore out where it wore into it like that.
Possible. Yeah. Once you get that nut tightened, interesting if it squares up a little bit more. You could probably pump her full of grease now.
You should pump the good stuff.
Get that good stuff.
Really sticky stuff.
Yeah. All right, we've officially gone redneck here. I'm slamming the skid steer into it. Like that. Try to get rid of any slack so he can pound it out with that nut. Okay, he said wait. Must be enough redneck. Did it help?
Yeah.
All right. Tool was a success. Threads didn't get messed up too bad. Nuts on. We're gonna tighten it again after we run it for a bit when it runs. Just because there's nothing better than testing out or getting things broke in than driving it around. Then we'll get that nut tightened up some more. It's easy to access. Just take the U-bolt off, that bracket off. There's a spacer there, and tighten her up again. But we're sitting pretty good. The gap on the bottom is still a little bit bigger than the gap on the top. It's not touching up here. That could just be how it's wore. Maybe the pin is slightly bent. Don't know, but it is tight in there, and that's what matters. So, okay. All right, it's iron time. We're gonna start extending the front of this tractor out. So, to work with that heavy thing, we obviously got the skid steer here. We're gonna build a little bit of a stand underneath here. That'll hold the front of these tanks as we put them on, clean it all up, start welding them all on. Gotta switch our gas over to the mix and not CO2 on the welder, because CO2 doesn't make very clean welds. And when you're having oil in a tank, you want clean welds, so that way it doesn't leak. So that's coming off. New tank's going on. And then this is gonna come out, what, 8-9 inches, something like that. So it'll look beautiful when it's done, but it's gonna make the front of this tractor not only look a lot more uniform, but it'll give us quite a bit more capacity. He is just gonna push us back a hair so I can get this extension cord out, because it's been underneath here for a couple weeks. He's coming in to do it. Oh, there's that one too. Let's get that one out there. Where are you? I've said it before, but it sure feels good to have this done. Oh, that looks good. So much better. So I gotta tighten that up, but yes, nice to have that done. We gotta cut off structure, right? All right, we need the piece on the bottom. That's a 2-inch piece right there we said made. It's, I don't know, 600 to 1,000 pounds, somewhere in that area. It's heavy. Maybe not, well, I think it's about that. It's 48 inches by roughly 24, so 4 by 2, 2 by 4 by 2 inches thick. She's heavy.
Center of the tractor. So right now, yeah, it's gonna get stuck.
Let me get it straight. Oh. That looks good there. So the bottom needs to go in a little bit. Flush over here looks good. Over there looks good too. There's just
I don't think these corners here were perfectly straight.
They might not be.
Because if you look at these here are bent perfect.
Yeah, they got them perfect.
They're perfect. And this warps, it's the same thing on the other side.
You like the chase?
Yeah.
Is your buddy Ryder?
Funny story. I am putting sheetrock in the basement of my house. And I've got a little helper that was tapping my butt.
Uh-huh.
And he started giggling.
Oh.
He's like, Dad, I got stickers.
This thing's got to be 120 pounds or something. Right at 2 inches. So you can go your way a little bit. That's 11.5 actually right there. Just over. You can push that in. Yeah, this one 11.5 fit tight. Yeah, 11.5 would be fine. So this piece here is our door for our battery cover. We're putting a shelf in here like this other bud that we have. So the big D batteries will go up here. So we'll have hinges on the bottom, we attach on top, but we got to add a little flat iron up here for it to rest on. And these are some scraps from the pieces we did earlier. And I think we're gonna try to shear it in the iron worker. Let's see if it can do it. This, I think, is a little thicker than what this iron worker is rated for. This is 3/8, and I think this thing, a little over quarter is about max it can do. So it's really close, but the width for quarter was 10 inches. This is under 10 inches, so I think I can do it. So let's find out. Let's try it. Get on. Switch off. I'm just gonna do a test cut first. There's my line that I got to shear at. Let's just see what happens when we do just a little bit here. I don't know what happens when it can't shear it, so we're gonna find out. Whew, kind of scary. It did it. See? It did curl it up a little bit, but that's fine. We'll try it again. Looks like it did a slight angle. I don't think I got that very square. Yeah, it's close. All right. Clearly I need some practice with this thing. Let's go watch a video. Well, it sheared it, but my angle isn't super square.
Oh, Nick!
So, yeah.
Oh.
Fortunately, I think. Oh yeah, you're just gonna have to fill that gap in right there. Sorry about that. We'll try the second one, see how the second one goes. All right, round 2. I think that's better. This gauge wasn't very square. That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Isn't that pretty nifty? I wish we had that a long time ago. Oh, I was supposed to use that piece. Okay, well, I'll remember that next time. That'll keep my hands from having to hold it. Smart. That way you don't do this. Well, leg arm's gluing that all together. I'm gonna button up the back of this center hinge. We got the nut on tight from the other video. And so I'm putting this together. That's all it is. This big block here, 3 big bolts. Got a little shim in there. And then the U-bolt. And that wraps around that nut. And what that does, that locks us into a box. So right now, all the weight of this tractor hinging on that pin is taking all the flex and torque of the center. Once I get this tight in here, then that force is gonna be equally distributed to this part. So it'll be pin up here. And that's how they keep that pin from breaking. I was like, how does that pin take that kind of torque? Oh yeah, well that's what this is. So it locks it all together, so that way it's solid. All right, this might not go over this nut very good. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I wonder if I need to spread this first. Yeah, it is tighter. Okay, I think I got it spread enough. It should go over this. Still tight. There we go. Bye-bye. You know, I think I should be putting this on that first, and then slide the whole unit on. Now if that's through, I can put this back on here. Oh, that is much better. Much easier. That's how you're supposed to do it. Pretty cool. So, U-bolt keeps the nut from backing off. It's like a locking nut, basically. And then the U-bolt's the strength that holds this whole thing together. Pretty neat design. Why don't they still do that today? Because they have a better design, that's why. Still a pretty neat design.
I'm starting my first load of winter wheat from this 2024 crop, hauling it into town this week. Looks like a pretty good week, fairly good week to haul. Real stable, in the 30s, maybe touching 40. The ground is dried out. We had a little bit of snow, but it's dry enough now, not real tacky, so that's good. So good weather. It should get this one contract in, and then we got some spring wheat to haul. The boys are busy in the shop, so I'm hauling. I'll have another guy that's going to start helping me this afternoon, help with the hauling. So we'll run 2 trucks, and we should get it done this week. Easy haul. I know the people that know about us, how far we haul. We have 3.5 miles flat, and then the last mile is downhill. We've got an easy haul. Yes, down to this local terminal that we sell our grain. I am in the 99 peat that we redid this last winter, that we put the engine and transmission from that red peat that we had, about a 1990 I think it's a 90 red peat. And this one is a huge upgrade. The other one, it was getting trashed, broken frame, wore out parts. But this one here is really solid. So if you want to check out the video, go back a few videos and you'll see the process of what we did to put the engine in, transmission, and then dress this baby up so that it sounds great. It's got stainless steel stacks on it. For you cat lovers, it's got an awesome sound. Okay, got that load in. Got the Batco conveyor taking a pretty good load into the hopper. But not overly. It's running a good stream. So anyway, yes, taking it. This bin only has about 10,000 bushels in it. It's down quite a ways, so it won't be long before we'll have to open the doors and then follow the sweep around the bin. Look. Somebody better be on the ball or it will run over fast. Yeah, I've done that before. Sitting there and looked at it. Oh, I got a little bit of turn around and it's about ready to run over. I got Kobe with me. I'm not, the boys really don't want him riding in that truck while it's, has that newness in it. Hey Kobe, how was the boy, huh? How's the boy? Yeah. Alright, well, won't be long. I'll move it to the back hopper, fill it, take that load in, and that'll be 2. Teasing ya. All right, got another load. This is my 4th load today. Takes about, depending on how much traffic's down at the terminal with trucks, a little brisk breeze blowing out of the north. But I can do it if I go in, get on the scale, get back, and then start going again. It's about 40 minutes, I'd say. So we're doing well. Just a nice, easy turnaround. It's not too busy down there. There's a few trucks, but they can unload fast, so not much of a wait. But yeah, getting her hauled. Yes. And I go there, come back, and then repeat. Oh, that's what I'm driving. Repeat the process. I've had a really good day, so I can't complain, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks ahead of me. It's gonna take a few minutes. So I still got some coffee left, but already ate my bar. Man, I wish I would have raised that bar higher. That would have been a sweet deal. Okay. Well, normally, you know, if you're waiting a long time, you can just shut your mind off, but I have to try to start mine again. It doesn't start that easy, so I think I better leave it at a fast idle. Well, day